This poem is a poem about poetry, of which he was also credited with creating. The last time I wrote that poem, the alphabet was arranged differently. The sounds were more archaic, the pronunciation verged on the rapidly incomprehensible, taking full advantage of red and all its various and often violent tones, and for whom it was meant and for why. Her wavering, dimpled, crescent face, her assumptions about where the piano goes in a room full of nostalgia. And the last time I read that poem, wiping from my glasses the ichor of the gods and pointing to an audience of the invisible, angels and demons alike in suspense, candelabra and tiny lunar satellites shook above the decreasing world map, and signatures of the bards dissolved in sand. The last time I destroyed that poem to an auditorium of the unseen, elephants of the sun crashed the paper moon, nymphs with enormous black hair danced on stilts like peahens before the rain. Libraries of arcana emptied their contents, rivers lost their deltas, clouds and clouds. There was no reason to have written that poem. Whatever went before or came afterwards in waves of inky miasma, what did it matter? Words out of joint, syllables, ululations, imperfectly sounded vowels and diphthongs, consonant clusters, clicks, hisses, buzzing, exhausted swarms of river ants crawling upwards toward a Vedic symbol for dawn. All the vast interior of language, nothing finally whatever informed that poem. Junctions where sleep and echo concur, where ivy twines around the goddess's waist, leaving a faint imprint like a kiss. Intersections of marble and gas, a universe going backwards towards its infancy, smaller and lesser galaxies like cuneiforms of flame imploding soundlessly in the devastated air. And the next time I write that poem, if there is another time for such indecencies, what it has to say and how it can be sung, whether there is a lyric vibration that it hears to the infinite skin of her for whom it will be dedicated, full of blank and mad devotion, ampersands and ligatures of wild and desperate communication. Yes, the next time I write that poem, when in my leopard skin of rhetoric I reappear as the novel Orpheus, the rock-frenzied, stoned, and totally deviant one, lyre in one hand and paragraph of serpents in the other, and I will sing mantic and dispossessed of mind, the thousand attributes of my bride, the girl nymph, nubile thing of the crazy grasses. How many times will she manifest, all utterly, the suchness of white pallor and distinction among blue gillyflowers and dragonflies, whose transparent wings cast images of wavering indigo nothingness on a water of non-existence, the absolute end-all of love, shifting, diminishing, evanescent mirage, and as many and more times will she be lost, innocent of Hades, immersed in a sulphuric and dazzling music of otherness, forever gone, the massif of longing and melancholy, preterite of what could never be, my Eurydice, like a cubist painting, ascending repeatedly the stairway that never goes all the way. Then this is that poem which should never have been written. This is that poem which I cannot remember writing.